Hey, what's happening, everybody? I am Pruitt. This is Everyday People doing everyday shit here on whatever podcast app you use and streaming live here on good old YouTube, because YouTube is not quite bad at all like some of these other streaming services out there. Sorry for crashing my mic. Anyway, hope y'all are doing well. I'm hanging out with the one and only Queen Pruitt, sitting right over there next to me to my right. Phoebe Pruitt is also her name. How you be, dear?
I'm swell. How are you?
I am unbelievable. Your mic sounds really good. I'm glad I made that slight change.
Okay.
Let's see how that goes for the rest of the show, though. This is a podcast where we sit here on these mics each and every Wednesday. Actually, today we're late because I just got home. We literally sit here and talk about nothing. It's just everyday random stuff that happens in our day-to-day lives, be it stuff about work, be it stuff about not work, be it stuff about school, be it stuff about society and our wonderful Patreon community, all that good stuff. That's what we do here. And sometimes we have random visitors, such as this dog named Biscuit that just, for whatever reason, he's just has to be in here with this ball of his. He
just pinched my finger, so I'm gonna let him have it.
Okay. Lesson learned is how that goes. Anyway, so thank y'all for being here. If you're watching live on YouTube right now, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up, like button, subscribe buttons, all that good stuff right now. Your support there is appreciated, as well as your monetary support, be it the super chats or super thanks. All of that is truly appreciated. So now on with this here show. So Queen Pruitt, today is Wednesday, your typical day off. What have you been up to today?
I got up, piddled, went to Vallejo for my retie on my hair, then went to the wig store there in Vallejo, but it was not the one that I thought I was going to.
The wig store?
A wig store.
Oh, a wig store.
Yeah. I was trying to get stuff for my plantastic potheads, just little, I'm looking for fabric.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
It's a wig store, and they had little stuff over there, jewelry for really inexpensive,
That's
pretty like that.
Pretty daggone
while
resourceful.
I was over there. Yeah.
That's
and then came here, and as soon as I pulled in, I got a message from you saying you need to fend for yourself tonight. As soon as I pulled in, it's like, frick, okay.
You care to explain to people what it means, fend for yourself?
That I need to make sure I have my own food to eat, that I take care of my own dinner. But I just got home from the long, treacherous drive from Vallejo.
Treacherous drive, huh? That's what you call it? The mean streets of Vallejo. Well, I mean, ain't E40 from down there, so I guess it is really, treacherous really down there in them gangster streets.
It was. Wow, where I went to the wig store, like, it was sketch, pretty freaking sketch.
Yeah, that is that
there's
bay.
Not a Chick-fil-A over there. That's how you know that.
So, okay, that's the new metric.
To me, I feel like if it's a Chick-fil-A, if it's safe enough for a Chick-fil-A to be there,
that's a damn good metric.
It's gonna, it's safe. But if a Chick-fil-A ain't there,
all the city planners now. Okay,
I'm sorry.
This is how we rate our cities. We're good enough to have a Chick-fil-A or P.F. Chang's or
even Whole Food. All of them. If they're not in a 5-mile radius, you in the hood.
You mean to tell me I'm not gonna find Whole Foods in, I don't know, Honey Path, South Kakalaki?
Nah, I don't think so. Or in South Carolina. Neither one of them.
That is hilarious.
No.
That's hilarious.
I was looking for one, and it's not one in that area. Man. But so just came on back, and now I can say that I'm hungry. I stopped when I finally got, because coming from Vallejo, there's nothing.
Yeah, it's all just marsh and crap
Not a gas station, nothing. I'm starving because I haven't had anything to eat all day. I've had some tea.
I haven't had anything. I'm trying to think. Did I eat anything today?
I did not. So when I finally got to Petaluma, I pulled over at the gas station and got some chips and was reminded, or some chips and a Gatorade, and was reminded really quickly that chips are not what you are supposed to be eating. My mouth was so sore.
Why you say, because of
tightening up
braces and stuff like that? Or
yes,
it's funny.
It's been a lot. I'm hungry.
You bringing up them braces and makes me think about the conversation this morning and how I was rather freaking disappointed, because I'm thinking it's time for you to get them dadgum fences off your teeth, and I guess that ain't happening no time soon. Is that correct?
We are making progress with whatever I'm doing.
Making progress.
So yeah, it will not be by January. And when the doctor was trying to figure out a date to tell me, he was really struggling with the thoughts. Like, he's to the point I was like, just don't worry about it. I just know it's not going to be by January 14th.
Wow.
So
now, with that said,
though, there's a good side to that too.
Okay, please do tell.
I can audition for Spelling Bee, the play, because I have braces and it would really benefit me in the role as a little adult student, adult kid.
So, you telling me after all this pain now,
I'm still in pain.
These braces are going to actually pay off or something?
Yeah, this is the first time that I felt pain, though, since I've had them. It's like, why couldn't they start with these tight ones so it could be whipped into shape? I don't know how it works.
Okay, so with that question right there.
Here is
they're doing this now. You didn't have these joints on for a handful of months.
Over a year.
Oh, over a year. Jeez.
A year was October 24th.
So it's been over a year. And your question was, why couldn't they make them this tight in the beginning? Well, with that said, do they gain anything out of you?
No.
Staying in this longer than expected, or what?
No.
Okay, so they don't.
No.
They're just...
because they've been paid for.
They're just... I don't know.
He's a perfectionist, and me and Jacob are on the wall in the orthodontist office.
I'd hope so. With all the work y'all done been through.
Our photos are there with these perfect smiles.
Y'all on the walls, and then
was the one that
for
messed
the building.
Up.
And
I was the one that messed up. I didn't wear my retainer.
Man, it's this reminds me of a conversation in Patreon, which I'm like, really? Come on. But there is a comment from Miss Iggy in here. It says her smile is infectious. And it's
thank you.
And it's because that picture right there, okay, that's just a little screenshot that I snapped because our homie Finn Matt was talking about the fact that we have a clapper on our set. It just he's like it. I guess it blows his mind, and so I was like, "Yep, I got a real clapper," and I took a screenshot and put it in the Patreon, and nobody gave a shit about the clapper. The comments from Malika is, "Queen Pruitt has a beautiful smile."
Thank you so much.
And then Iggy's like, "Her smile is I'm talking about the clapper. We're not talking about the dadgum.
I'm trying
smile.
to get the smile perfected for my acting career that is coming up sooner than later.
Whatever.
But they will benefit me with the play that I want to audition for. That would be, that's a whole nother set of issues. I want to go back to school. I need to, and I got something to talk to you about too later.
Oh boy. Should I be worried? Am I in trouble?
I think you would be interested in it too.
Am I in trouble for some shit that I did or didn't do, or say or didn't say, think or didn't think? Am I in trouble for any of that?
If you were, I wouldn't tell you.
No.
You would have to figure that out.
Gosh. Boy, the difference between men and women right there.
Why would I tell you? You have to figure it out if I was, but I'm not unless you've had something that you want to tell me, you know.
Oh my gosh. Unfreaking believable. Anyway, thank y'all for being here, but this is the kind of stuff that this is the kind of content y'all come here for, clearly, just to listen to us argue with each other and talk about the fact that there's no Whole Foods in Vallejo. So,
not where I was.
Not in the hood.
Not where I was. I didn't even want to be there longer than I had to be. While I was in there, they were talking about the people on the outside that were talking to themselves and had gotten naked walking up the street while I was in the wig store. So,
man.
not in this
I don't
area.
know. That also sounds like a little bit of Sonoma County's finest too, man. That's
walking up the street. Well, I mean,
yeah, that sounds pretty typical of right around the corner
it's not
from
just,
here.
Not just Vallejo that has trouble mentally. It's a scary place.
Oh man, thank y'all for being here. Again, everyday people doing everyday shit podcast about pretty much that. We're gonna pause 10 seconds or so. It won't be 10 seconds, but you know what I mean. Just gonna pause quickly for a little break. So y'all stay right there. We'll be right back after this. And we are back. Everyday people doing everyday shit. AuntPruitt.com/podcast. Also Patreon.com/AuntPruitt. Thank y'all for being here. We got folks hanging out with us live in the live chat, which we always appreciate. We have our usual suspects, if you will, in there. You know, Miss Cinder Fractals hanging out. But I also see another name in here, Dean Home 1. As I scrolled through here, I saw my name get tagged. It says, hello from North Kakalaki. Hope you're having a drone-free night. Wow. Yeah, I am having a drone-free night. I'm thinking that's leaning along the lines of drones being in the news for the last month or so. And it's all bull crap. I don't pay it much mind. Joe T in the house. Cinder Fractors in the house. Who else is up in here? Let's see. There's you. People talking about Biscuit being cute. I think he's got y'all fooled.
He is cute. He just is special. Joe
T is saying his hard head and his teammates dying or just waiting around to play. I'm sure those kids are just chilling. They chilling. They don't get to play until New Year's Day. Man, they chilling up there in Eugene. Yep, in the Rose Bowl, Cinder Fractal. Let's see. And yes, that is a show title. There's no Chick-fil-A there. So I'm definitely going to make that some kind of way, weave that as a show title. Cause that
I agree.
That shit made me laugh.
That's for real.
That is a nice new metric. Man.
That is for real.
I give you your credit for that one. Good call. We're going to put you on the city planning board.
I appreciate that.
Phoebe Pruitt, city planner here.
Ain't no Chick-fil-A there. Ain't no Whole Foods there. We cannot go there. Got to keep it moving.
Oh, gosh. But thank y'all for being here. I see Transportation's here. Do you use a clapper to sync audio and video in post? That is correct. That's why I have the clapper there. And it's total overkill. I don't need that. I usually just clap my hands. But I actually had that for another project at one particular time, and then I use it now, if I think about it, to give me a slate to know the episode number, because a lot of times I forget what episode it is. And if you can hold that up, Queen Pruitt, it's out of date right now.
Nothing's on it,
but you could still see that it had like an episode spot, and you see I scratched it out. But you know, it just gives me a little slate to know which episode I'm doing, so I can do that for my organization and edit, because I will forget. And when I go to upload this thing and I put the wrong number, people are probably going to freak out about little weird stuff like that in their podcast app. So yeah, that's what that's all about. Anything else? Good to see you, Hybrid Media. It's very dark on the East Coast, and I'm doing some night photography for a client. Nice. That's what's up.
Yeah, cool.
That's what's up. I shot some photography last night, but it wasn't for a client. I just was on set and shot something. But we'll get into that momentarily. You wasn't here. Was it last week you wasn't here? Am I thinking right?
Yes, you're correct.
Okay, so last week you wasn't here. So there were some things that I was wanting to just get your 2 cents on. Let me see if I could pull them up. And well, actually, first, let me share this. This comes from our Patreon community member, Miss Cinder Fractal. I don't know anything about this, but I wanted to share it with you. And if I do, let's see, can I make that screen bigger like that? No, I didn't want to do that. I just want to make it bigger like this. There we go. That works. So now pull that up, reload. Audra McDonald on, quote, Gypsy and playing the mother of all stage mothers. Have you heard of this play?
Gypsy?
Mm-hmm.
I've heard of it, but I don't know anything other than hearing there is a play called Gypsy.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. I don't.
And now I'm freaking blanking out on, because there was a quote in here. Dang it, I read this a couple of days ago. Now I totally forgot what the thing is about. That's because today has been a busy day. But I will link to this in the show notes. This is on CBS News. And Cinder Fractal shared this, and she mentioned...
Merman.
Say that one more time.
I was reading what Cinder put in the chat just now. Gypsy Rose Ice. No.
Oh, she got it on the live screen? On the live chat?
First played by Ethel Merman.
Oh, okay.
My vision, man.
I got my glasses today. My new lenses today.
What?
Yeah.
That's so quick.
Yeah, they came early. It's because I'm Aunt Pruitt. That's all.
Whatever.
It'd be like that.
But
anyway, Cinder Fractal was saying you would be great in this Gypsy.
Okay.
I don't know anything about it, so maybe you should read up on it a little more and see what
I will. It's so many
up.
plays that I want to read, and thank you for sharing that. And I'll look it up and see if I can find it to the playbill so I can read it.
Nice.
I could hear you sing these songs. Okay.
Oh,
as long as it's some, I have to listen to it. I got to get I signed up to, actually did a consultation with a voice person.
Like a
but
voice
then you
coach?
lost your job. So I backed out. He was like, he told me later that he does have a sliding scale sometimes for people.
Yeah.
And I'll reach back out to him once I figure out, because I think that's all I need for my confidence. Because I think I have a singing voice, even if I just have a choir voice, like background or whatever. I just need to know how to use it.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm going to interrupt you there. Even if you have a choir voice, is that not the same?
Singing solos, not just background or choir, or, is different from being the only person singing. Like in SpongeBob, I was singing by myself too damn much. And I don't know how to use my voice. It was so new to me, and still learning how to sing by myself, because I've never been at the front, even in choir. I didn't have solos to sing in choir. My cousins did. I didn't. I was just part of the choir, the chorus. Even in chorus in school, I never had solos. I was just in the chorus. So,
would you believe me if I said I was in chorus?
Yes.
You would? Mm-hmm. Would you believe me if I said I had a solo in chorus?
No.
Well, I had a solo in chorus.
Wow. All these years, you ain't never told me no shit like that.
Because I got to tell you, it really ain't worth shit to talk about.
You could have told me that you had a solo in a singing part. Wow, Mr. I don't like musicals. Is that why? Because you bombed? So you bombed singing and now you hate everything musical?
Oh my gosh. So you're going to sit there and just assume I bombed?
No, I'm asking you, did you bomb? I asked you all the questions.
Okay, all right. Well,
you said that wasn't cracked up to...
Get it out. Come on, get it out. You can do it.
You said it's not all of that.
No. Nice.
So
no, I'll share because there's a little bit of a story behind it, and this is from. Far as the year I'm fuzzy on, it was either my 7th grade year of school or my 8th grade year of school. Okay, so middle school. Mm-hmm. And I was on chorus when we had chorus in elementary school. We had chorus in middle school. I wasn't on it when I got to high school because I was doing band and that took more time, and I was doing athletics and whatnot. Okay. So with this particular chorus in middle school, be it 7th or 8th grade, there was a song called, I think it was called The Monotone Angel. What was the name of the song? Yeah, I'm not making that up. So
no way.
so let your imagination.
Oh, it's already going.
So let your imagination.
It is already
figure out why I had the solo.
Oh, I know why you had it. But no, you can hold the tune. I've heard you sing along with music with words sometimes, and I've heard you hum to jazz. So you can find a note. It's not like you're tone deaf. So
why y'all laughing at me in the chat? Come on, what's wrong? What's up with that? Dang, I got feelings.
It's not like you're tone deaf, so I could hear that.
I don't think I'm tone deaf, but
that's all right.
But there's more to it though. I think the song was legit called Monotone Angel, and it was a Christmas time event. Okay, and so if I remember correctly, the gist of the song was they had like these angels that went around caroling, and there was one that was monotone. Okay. That was the gist of the song. Not that we acted anything out. It was just we stood on risers and whatever. Mm-hmm. And so during rehearsal, because we had to rehearse after school and during the day and yada, yada, yada. And during the rehearsal, one particular day, I came to school and my voice was shit-tastic. I'm guessing it was around age 13. So that's why I was like, maybe
changing and stuff.
It was maybe 8th grade or 7th grade. I'm thinking it was 13 or so, something like that. And that particular day in rehearsal, my voice was just shit. And it was cracking and I remember the rehearsal. And dang, I can't remember the teacher's name. Miss Watson. She says, well, why don't you play the Monotone Angel? So I played the Monotone Angel in rehearsal, just sitting in the chair, and it was Gloria something. I don't even remember the full lines. It was just Gloria something, 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 the Steo. It was literally like a chant is all he was doing.
So you didn't have to like sing it?
No. Well, I'm supposed to sing it. But I'm supposed to sing it in a monotone fashion. And I remember being in that class, in that rehearsal. And when I would sing it out, my voice was cracking and my voice was doing all
does nothing
the weirdness,
for your confidence.
The weirdness of what a voice at that age would sound like. Okay, so then it's time to do the performance. I'm still the Monotone Angel. Nothing has changed. I thought my voice was better. No, it wasn't. It was still cracking here and there uncontrollably. And so we set up the risers for the assembly and all of that. Because, in middle school, you have that assembly day. That's like the best day because classes are shorter and all of that.
We look forward to getting with everybody in the assembly. All the people you had crushes on, they all going to be in the assembly. You going to see him. You see him over there. Yeah.
I don't know much about that, but I just knew the classes were shorter. So we setting up the risers and all of that, and she brings this ladder next to the risers, and I'm like, "What is this ladder for? We're in the gym. That ladder is not going to reach any lights at the top of this gym. This is how my brain is thinking. I'm like, what's the point of this ladder?" And then we do a couple songs and we have our little intermission, and she's like, "Okay, we're going to be doing this, and the Monotone Angel song." And then she says my name. All right, what we're going to do is we're going to give you a costume and you're going to sit on the top of that ladder. And I said, do what now?
All the way at the top.
So I said, and it was like it may have been, I guess, like a 10-foot ladder. It wasn't terribly tall, but I just knew it wasn't a ladder that it had no purpose as far as hardware in there. But then I later found out it was a prop for me to sit on.
Oh.
So I'm sitting on the top of this damn ladder and I'm wearing this shawl like contraption of a costume on top of myself that was like Christmas tinsel. What you laughing at? The fact that I got a cough button?
It worked. Yeah. You used it and it worked. You actually use it. That's what this is. Oh,
yeah. You have a cough button
that's
too.
That's what's up. Yeah. It was the perfect moment. I'd never seen it in action. That works. Okay,
so I'm not editing that out either. But anyway, so I'm doing. I'm wearing this costume. It's like it was almost like a shawl, but I guess a shawl is buttoned up. But they just put it over me, like I don't know.
Were you seen? Blanket. Could you still be seen?
Yeah, but it was like, but this thing had that silver Christmas tree tinsel. You know what I'm talking about? The stringy tinsel.
Yes, I do.
It had all of that glued onto it. It was the weirdest shit I've ever seen. So I'm wearing that. And then they stuck a halo thing on top of my head.
Oh, yes. That's what we did at church.
A tinsel halo thing on top of my head. And then they told me to go sit up on top of that ladder. So did the song or whatever, did the intermission so we could set up, quote unquote, set up for this Monotone Angel song. I remember being behind the curtain, they putting this thing on me, and I walk out and start to climb up this ladder. And I can just hear the murmurs of everybody in the middle school at the time. And all I could think about is, good gosh, they already pick on me now. This is really going to help.
Wow.
This is really going to help.
But
yeah, cinder fractor. Yeah, it was about like a poncho. Yeah, you're right. It's about like a poncho, but it was full of the tinsel stuff. Good call, cinder fractor. Thank you. And I climb up on top of that ladder with the halo on my head and that shit on. And then she hands me a wireless microphone and has me just sitting there. I'm just sitting there like this and just holding this microphone at my chest and just waiting on my cue.
And what was your song?
It was
sing it.
I can't remember the exact words. It was like Gloria Estadis.
But you don't know how I even went. Oh, that's how you said it.
That was it.
Gloria Estadis.
Yeah.
That's how they wanted you to say it.
Yeah.
You didn't sing
absolutely
anything.
Horrible.
Oh wow.
And it was in my crappy voice.
Okay.
At the time. So
unbelievable.
So yeah, that was my solo, Queen Pruitt. That was my solo.
Well, that's not the kind of solo they want me to sing. So.
I would hope not.
That's why I just want to get more practice.
Yeah.
And I want to go back to school.
I tried to go to school. No, I get what you wanting to get more practice in. I've mentioned to you in the past, I don't know if I mentioned it on air as far as your singing, in my opinion of it, because oh, sorry, I shouldn't be paying attention to my emails. I've mentioned to you in the past of my opinion on your singing, because it's not like you can't sing, but what I heard on stage at the JC when you were doing SpongeBob and singing those songs versus when I hear you speak right now into that mic, you know, your voice singing wise versus speaking is totally different.
And I don't know how to change that,
you know,
because even the people at the school, they pick me for that part because based on how I speak, I'm talking to them and they think, oh, she's got this strong voice. Yeah. And then when I start to sing, it's like, no, that's not what we want to hear. Well, that's how I sing. Yeah. I don't know any other way.
And that's what's fascinating.
And it might be there. The voice might be there. I just don't know how to tap into it.
I think it's there. I've always thought it was interesting because for people listening and watching the show right now, the best way that I could describe how her singing differs from her speaking is, all right, so my mouth is right now on the mic and my voice sounds a certain way. That is her speaking voice. You can feel how my voice is coming into this mic.
Right.
Now, when she starts to sing, this is what her singing sounds like. And she's singing very loudly in a nice amplitude to where you can hear it, but it doesn't sound anything the way this sounds.
No, because it softens. I know that I go into a different...
It's like it thins out.
I know that when I sing, I go into a different place in my neck, nose, throat, wherever.
Gets thinner. It gets thinner. It loses, in my opinion, it's like it loses the guts. It loses the diaphragm.
But if I knew how to use the guts and the diaphragm with my speaking voice and sing with that, I could be the next Whitney.
Okay, let's first off, let's
well, maybe not Whitney, but I could have a nice voice if I knew how to put my speaking voice with my singing voice and be able to hold it throughout all the notes instead of softening it when it gets higher.
Mm-hmm. You do my little
so delayed.
My soundboard just delayed.
Don't even.
Now.
It's so depressing. That's just whack.
Yeah, it is. But I was letting it go. I don't know where it come from after that. But yeah, Cinder Fractal gives you a shout out. So you have a great voice.
Thank you. Okay. It's thank you.
Yeah, you do have a nice voice. But I'd like to hear it singing. You know,
me too.
I'd like to hear what it would sound like.
Me
singing.
too.
You talking about Whitney Houston, man? Jeez, that.
Yeah, so I let my phone Spotify go.
Yeah.
While I'm in the car with just Christmas music and a lot of no. Trust me, I normally would feel that way, but I don't know how I feel. I'm a little different now, especially when she comes around, and then the Tony Braxton and the Braxtons and all of that music, and it doesn't even really sound like Christmas music. It's a whole different world of Christmas music when it's us, Luther Vandross, all of this stuff that I haven't heard. And it's just so beautiful to hear her voice, and even when I don't know who's singing, I'm like, I know that voice. Let me see who it is. Yeah. And I'm like, I knew it. I knew that was Boyz II Men. I knew that was these people. And it's music that I've never heard before. So I think it's really cool. I'm in the Christmas spirit now, especially since I will get to see my boys. Mm-hmm. Not all of them, but a couple of them.
I've not listened to the Christmas music stuff. That's just not my thing. But earlier today, a Whitney Houston song came on, man. Is it All That I Ever Need? I think that was the name of the song. Does that sound right? That's the one. Man, just listening to that, I'm like, damn it, nobody sings like that anymore. Nobody. And that woman,
and she was just singing so effortlessly. It would just flow out of her mouth.
It still freaking hurts my heart knowing we don't get to hear her sing anymore, man. That nobody sings like that anymore. I was just sitting here because I was working on the project, video project. I'm just sitting here through that, and that was playing in the background, and because I always have it on this monitor right here, doing my thing, and it came on, and then she hit that chorus line, and I stopped and I looked, and I was like, oh, that is Whitney Houston. You know, she's the only one. What is on this shirt? Just because, it's all about you, apparently. What is this?
I am a Tim Burton. Well, I'm a Sally fan. You are right, Cinder. Thank you so much for answering the question for me, because I am absolutely a Sally fan. These are my favorite Christmas characters. These are my favorite Halloween characters. I love Sally. I tried to get Anthony. I tried to get Anthony to be Jack Skellington one year, and because he got the bald head, it'd be really cool, but he won't do it. But we would be the best Jack and Sally, but he won't do it. Y'all got to talk him into doing it in Patreon. But yes, I love. So, Corpse Bride. I have not watched Corpse Bride. Maybe I need to try. But Nightmare Before Christmas, absolutely. So I went off on a tangent, and the mic was not in front of my mouth. I should have moved it over here when I was talking about my shirt. Y'all talking about Sally. I was Sally for Halloween. Y'all got to look back at the Dean Home one. Yeah. Check me out. I
don't know what the hell y'all talking about.
No, but yes.
I appreciate you interrupting my moment of thinking about and reminiscing about the great voice of Whitney Houston.
No, you didn't interrupt. I didn't interrupt you. I was reading.
That's exactly what you'd say.
Look, I am paying attention to our live chat.
Yes, you
live chat. I didn't want them to get off on the, Whitney Houston thing. They're talking. I'm paying attention, trying to.
This is true. Thank you, live chat. We really do appreciate y'all being in here.
Zero is Biscuit, yes.
And keeping us. Zero the dog.
You got to watch it now, Anthony. You got to watch it.
What is this called? What are you talking about?
Nightmare Before Christmas. It's a movie. It's a Tim Burton. All of it.
Okay, at least it's Tim Burton. Tim Burton's talented.
But it's a musical.
Nope. Not happening. No.
It's good. It's
not
good.
Musicals.
Gotta see it. You're right.
Dean Hone, the one
Everything
says,
is gonna be a musical.
The old Christmas movies that were stop motion with Rudolph. Yeah, I remember those.
Now,
and those are much better.
Them scared me. They were scary.
Why?
You know that snowman.
Oh, the snowman. That's right.
You know that snowman was scary. He's still scary. I see it come through and I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to try it. I have not watched those shows since I was little because they were scary then. I think they still going to be scary, even though they...
Dude, the little ass dude went and pulled the big monster's teeth. That dude was a gangster, right? That dude's a gangster. This dude, he ain't no bigger than 4 feet tall. He found the big ass monster and pulled his teeth. Ain't nobody giving that dude any props. Yeah.
He fell down and was like weepy, wasn't he?
How come
I can't remember. It was scary.
Yeah, how come nobody's giving that little dude any props, man?
Because he was supposed to be little.
Everybody was talking about the I guess the guy climbing the mountain with the big red beard and all of that. Everybody was talking about how rough and tough and manly he was. But nah, this little ass elf.
Because he's supposed to be like that.
This little ass elf took a pair of pliers that literally a pair of pliers.
I don't even remember it. I'm trying to remember it, but it was so scary. I put it out of my brain.
Hold on, Cinder Frat got it. She got it. Cornelius, yes, that was his name. Correct.
Okay.
Cornelius, that was the big prospector mountain climbing guy, but Yukon Cornelius, that's right.
The icicle guy, yeah, all of them. They were just scary.
That little elf.
I was scared of it.
I guess he was an elf. He was a little short thing.
Elf. He was little.
Okay, so he was an elf.
Only reason I know is because I see it in the lineup of movies going through Hulu. You know, they got the little pictures.
Little preview things.
And I was like, I remember it because his teeth was like a like a W, like W's, and they were sharp.
Yeah. So this monster was badass, but not to this elf. This elf said, "I'm gonna take a $2 pair of pliers.
I'm gonna pull your teeth out.
I'm gonna pull your teeth." That's gangster, man.
Oh my goodness, I'm done. I don't like them.
Oh, God. Y'all, this is Everyday People doing everyday shit. I'm Aunt Pruitt over here. She is Phoebe Pruitt over there. Thank y'all for being here. We're going to pause momentarily for a short break. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back after this. All right, and we're back. Everyday people doing everyday shit. Thank y'all for being here. Shout out to everybody hanging out live here inside. Been a long time.
Yes, you late as hell. Where the hell you been, John? We've been missing you, John. Where the hell you been, John? It's almost over now, bruh. Okay.
I swear, man. If it's one thing about this podcast, it definitely ain't professional.
Who said it was supposed? Is it supposed to be professional? It doesn't say everyday professionals.
This is true. This is true. This is true. And that reminds me, because speaking of our show title, our good homie Matt Lee and John says hello to you. First off, John, I'm gonna wait. 3, 2, 1. Still ain't said hey to me, you jackass. Anyway.
You didn't say hey to him. I said hey. I said hey. You didn't.
No, but anyway, shout out to John Helm in the chat. Good to see you, brother. Thank you for being here. Matt, his show, him and BJ, his definitely better half, BJ.
For sure.
They do a show called The Jam Hole. TheJamHole.com is their website. And I absolutely love this show. It's so off the wall and so entertaining. And I got to give him shit because he's trying to plug our show recently on an episode. And he's like, I can't remember the name of their show. It's Everyday blah blah blah. Everyday. I can't remember. He's like, why can't they just do a simple show name like ours? Ours is 2 words. The Jam Hole Podcast. The Jam Hole. That's it. And I'm like, okay, jackass, look here. So
it's 2 words.
So I sent him a message on Signal, because that's how we communicate. And I said, our podcast is called Everyday People.
Yes.
And he of course wanted to argue like, no, it's so-and-so. So how in the hell you gonna argue with me? Tell me what the name of my show is.
He's like, no, it's not that. He wanted it to be more.
And I'm like,
talking about the everyday shit part?
Right.
Because it's just everyday people. That's just 2 words, just like Jam Hole.
It's just everyday people. And so he sends me a message. He says, because I sent him a link. It's like, no, it's Everyday People, you jerk. And I give him a link to the Apple Podcast thing. He responds and he says, sorry, I'm an Android guy. I don't use iTunes because, he's all hoity-toity shit like that when it comes to that. He's like, look, it's 4 words there, fam. And he just sent the logo, the picture, our logo. It says Everyday People. And then at the bottom, it just says Everyday asterisk like that. So he's going by that. So I'm like, look here, dude. Oh, my
goodness.
So I gave him the Spotify version and it clearly says Everyday People. And he's like, and I said, I'm going to beat your ass. Just like that. He responds with, fuck, you're right.
To get him to say that, yeah. Oh my God. Much love, Matt. Much love, Matt.
He's still
Much
a jerk.
Love.
He's still a jerk.
Could you imagine if we lived in Oregon? I don't want to go that direction, which reminds me, we got to talk about some things at dinner.
Okay, carry on. Anything else?
Yeah. I'm trying to go south. But yeah, nothing.
Okay, so anyway, shout out to Matt. You're still a jerk, but I love you.
Much love.
There's some things that I wanted to share with you. Let me see if I can pull them up on my screen. We'll flip off of that one from Miss Cinder Fractal. There's 2 things, and this one from a couple weeks ago. So let me hit the share button. There. All right. Can you see that there? Can you see that?
No, I cannot.
You can't? Really?
No, I'm not even going to act like I can. Look how tiny that is on my screen, bruh. Look.
Okay.
I mean, that is microscopic. I can barely see the live chat.
Okay, so what about this? Can you see that?
Nail tech, lash tech, hairstylist, count y'all days. If my girl come complaining about y'all to me. I will schedule fake appointments on your website for at least 6 months.
Okay, so you're laughing about it. That's okay.
I think some people do that shit to us over there. You know, and at this point, I can laugh. I will laugh.
Okay, so you're laughing about it because I thought
Fuck around and find out.
Because I thought it was funny too. I thought that shit was hilarious, and I'm like, I probably shouldn't be laughing at this because my better half is a nail. She's a manicurist.
I am, but
this is her industry. But damn, that shit's funny.
that is funny. I guess it's because I just don't give a fuck no more.
And he continues. It keeps going. You're
I'm
not
here for all the petty justice. I know that's right. I would do it too. I feel like people do that on our schedule, but I don't. It doesn't hurt us because if you schedule appointments, John Smith or Jane Smith, you know,
yeah, it sort of gives you a red flag just from that.
It does for me, but not everybody are geniuses like us.
Right.
I'm like, okay, this person has never been here before, and their name is Jane Smith. Oh, okay. Did they leave a phone number? No, they didn't leave a phone number. Oh, okay. You didn't get a phone number, email address, or nothing named James Smith, and they're not answering. Oh, okay. No phone number. They not coming. But, you know, I'm still going to get paid for sitting here for an hour waiting for your Jane Smith ass to show up and you not going to. That's the downside of it.
I mean, come on. Are there any Jane Smiths on the planet? I'm curious this day and age, 2024.
It might be.
And I don't mean this is disrespectful. I don't mean this is disrespectful, but how many Jane Smiths have we run around? How many John Smiths have we come in contact with?
What about Chris?
Chris what?
Smith.
Chris Smith. I can see Chris.
You can see it. I saw Chris Smith on my schedule that had never been in the spa before.
I can see,
and I just knew
Smith.
they weren't going to show up.
I can see a Chris
I just knew
Smith.
I wasn't going to see them, but they showed up.
Jane says 1960s and 70s.
That is a very Jane Smith.
Jane. I just said Jane. Jane says very 1960s.
What about John?
It's John.
John Smith.
John goes up to, I would give that to the 90s, 80s and 90s.
But that's some basic name.
That's basic name. What I'm trying to say is
make up. I would be like, okay, your name is Chris Smith. Let me get I need your phone number, email address, second email address, all of this.
Shout out to John Smith right here. John Helm right here. Huge ass. Yes.
That's the kind of stuff that we see.
Huge ass. Absolute classic.
For real.
No, but what I'm saying, dear, is look, John, I could see John up, people still naming John to their children in the 90s. I could see that. What I don't see is people in the 90s
Cleophas
naming their children Martha.
Yeah, no.
I don't see them naming their child Jane. It's going to be few and far between. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Chris, I could still see Chris being named in the 90s.
I don't know. I was all prepared for Chris Smith not to show up on my schedule. I was ready. I was like, this is not a real person. It's not a real person. But it was a real person. But I was ready for it to not be a real person.
Or Ethel. Yeah, good one, John. Or Ethel. That's another one.
I mean, if we're going to go really deep, how many black Phoebes do you see? So we can't go into the Janes that you don't see anymore.
No, Phoebe is another name. You're not going to see that anybody. Right?
Alice.
Or Alice. That's another one. You're not going to see that
And
either.
I'll put them together. They used to be my name. Phoebe Alice.
Oh gosh, that's hilarious.
Yeah. So, but
Go ahead.
James, you don't hear anymore. I don't think you will hear anymore, James.
Gladys. Joe T says Gladys. That's another name.
Only if they say your first name is Gladys, but we're going to call you...
What about Leroy?
Something else. Oh, you think Leroy. I don't think we will hear any more Leroys.
Unless they're French, they might be called Leroy.
Leroy. Not louder. You know whose name is Laura?
Yeah, I do know one, actually. I know a handful of Lauras, yeah.
But you know the main one that's name is Laura?
The main one?
The one that was saying
that you
louder.
About?
Her name is Laura.
Oh, really?
Oh, my gosh. I saw that this past week. This past week, I was like, are you kidding me? Her name is Laura?
Oh, gosh, lunch lady. Yeah, for the folks that hadn't seen that, please go to the YouTube, to my YouTube page.
I did not know that was because we always called her. In the shorts,
we talked about Lauda.
All of us call her Mijo, because that's what she calls us.
Yeah.
Mija. What are you talking about, Mija? Yeah, Mija, because that's what she calls everybody.
Everybody
is Mija, Mijo.
Yeah. I remember that. She was all right. I got one more thing I want to show you before we get out of here. But in the interim, I am going to pause for one more quick commercial break. Thank y'all for being here. Everyday people doing everyday shit. I am Aunt Pruitt. She is Phoebe Pruitt. Stay right there. We will be right back right after this. I wonder what the hell Biscuit's doing over there.
I like your hat. Is that new?
And we're back. Everyday people doing everyday shit, hanging out on whatever podcast app you use. Also hanging out in Patreon, patreon.com/Aunt Pruitt. Thank you all for being Patreon members and signing up right now. New members can get 20% off their first month until December 20th, which is right around the corner to join, or you can join for free. Yeah, you can join the Patreon community for free. You don't get everything everybody else gets, but you still can join for free. So go over there, patreon.com/Aunt Pruitt. Okay, so Queen Pruitt, there is one more thing that I wanted to bring to your attention and just, share my 2 cents on it and see what you thought about it. Hopefully you can see this because the font is a little bit larger this go around. So I'm going to share my screen.
Louder.
John Helm referencing previous segment on another episode. Yeah, y'all got to go check that out. That one, I had to clip that one. I don't do clips anymore, but I had to clip that one because that one was pretty damn funny. She was serious too.
I was totally serious because I felt that Biscuit's whining, so hurry up.
Yeah, it's almost time. All right, so I'm gonna show this screen. That ain't the screen I want to show. I want to show this screen, like that there. All right, so this here, can you see that now? Can you see it? Yeah.
Yeah, I read it only because I read it already. Okay,
so for those watching the video and for those actually listening, not able to see the video, this is a screenshot that says it's from a news article of some sort, or maybe it's a fake news article, but it got my attention. It says family, quote, horrified by the, quote, polite notice restaurant staff hands out. And as you read into it, it has red letters, polite notice, and then it goes into regular text, and it says, we request any customers dining in with young children to keep noise at a reasonable level and to not let children run around the restaurant. It is dangerous as our staff are often walking around with hot food. Additionally, it is inconsiderate to the other diners. In order to look after both our staff and customers, we reserve the right to refuse service. Thank you. Do you have thoughts on this, Queen?
I didn't, because I would be like, thank you.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Thank you.
If I worked
thank you,
for that
goodbye,
person, or
what?
If I worked for that person that put that notice out, I'd be like, thank you for doing that, because it's very difficult to work around children their parents feel like they're not doing anything wrong when they're darting out in front of you with a tray full of fucking food, and you're like, get your kid, I'm trying to serve here, and you're just thinking, oh, they're just expressing their feelings or something. Sorry. Not sorry, but yeah. So I look at that as a server and have been a server with the kids that I see now that are out there, and the parents just allowed them to be themselves. No matter what, they need to be themselves and feel their feelings. But you're in a restaurant where I got to walk over you, around you, jump over. I can't do hurdles.
Boy,
around you with my food and drinks in my hand. So yes, I absolutely agree with that person.
This definitely fired up the chat. If Joe T says if my kids did that, they wouldn't be there.
Right.
All good with me.
Sorry, not sorry.
John Helm says parents don't care.
They don't.
Dean Holmes says, I agree. If the kid's acting up as a parent, I would take my kids
would
out
you
of the
like
situation.
your food to go? You came in here with these ratchet ass kids.
I like that passive aggressive approach. That's
and
impressive.
Pack this up for you to go. Thank you.
That's like Jedi worthy there.
Read at the bottom of the menu in the dark small print. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the message for you. I'll pack this up for you and have it at the door waiting for
But little Timmy he wanted his chicken tenders right now.
I don't give a fuck what Miss Little Timmy wants. I need you to read the print right here. And I agree. I'm sorry. Because kids, and they're just getting worse. And it's just so sad that you need to have people to have your back just to do your job.
Mm-hmm. Man, look here.
Just to do your job, you need to whatever. Get out of here.
So, shout out to Lee Janine showing up in the chat. Good to see you, dear. She says, "Hey, family.
Oh, I miss you so much. I wish you was still here. I miss you so much.
Really appreciate you not yelling into the microphone. But
I miss you. I wish you was still here.
Okay, now. Thanks.
Is that better?
Thank you. That's better.
Biscuit came to say hello to Legion.
John Helm says, I have a buddy that owns a place uptown and constantly has to deal with kids running around, and parents get offended if you confront them. Yep,
yes.
That's bullshit.
So put it out there in the menu so you can't say, well, I didn't know. Well, did you read?
Yeah,
it's right here.
Oh, come on, you think
we have it in? Well,
Shit.
Here I can put it out here for you, and that's what you have to do.
No, I
when people have your back like that, it really makes a difference.
No, I agree. I agree. The employer has to have your back.
Your employer has to have your back, and if they don't have your back, then the people can run, do whatever because they feel like I'm spending my money here, so I can do whatever I want. And if that's the case, then you have no fight.
Yeah. The live chat's going off, man. Let's see. So Aunt Pruitt, where do you guys hail from? We are from Kakalaki. We're from Kakalaki.
I don't know what Kakalaki is for him.
Carolina.
I'm from North Carolina. I don't know what Kakalaki is.
John says, then comes the 1-star Yelp reviews. And Joe T says, toss that family. Don't want your money. Yeah, that and see, that's another thing. Mm-hmm. That's another thing. As the business owner, you do have the right to refuse service. You know, I know we get all of the folks out there regarding social justice and so forth. But there is a line. You know, it sort of makes me think about when I had a hard time trying to fire somebody and, you know, said employee was just burning through money, corporate money. And I'm seeing this just burning through corporate money. I'm like, you got to get your ass up out of here. But we got to do this. We got to follow this process.
Especially here. You know? And I found out that here, even a lot of people don't even want to teach or be around anybody because it's like the kids have so many rights and it's pushed like, whatever they want, they get. Whatever they need or feel like they need, they get. And your hands are tied as a leadership.
I said many, many, many years ago, even before moving here to California, I said, cold. Huh? Oh, she's asking in the chat, is it cold here? It's yeah, I guess it's cold for me because I'm follically challenged, as you know. So yeah, but I said many years ago, I think one of the problems of society is, well, actually it's two. First, no one knows how to deal with the rejection.
Or being told no. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. No one knows how to deal with rejection for some reason. And that blows my mind.
Because they're not taught to. You know? It's like everybody gets a trophy.
Yeah. Yeah, you know where I feel.
So you can't tell no. And if you say no, then that means that somebody's not getting a trophy of some sort.
Yeah.
So in this out here, everybody is gets entitled to get a trophy.
Everybody gets participation.
In everything. Trophies. I don't care what it is. If you're bagging groceries at Walmart or whatever, everybody is entitled to get a trophy. No matter how shitty a job you do.
Yeah.
It's exhausting.
Yeah, but that was one thing. People don't know how to deal with rejection, and some people don't know how to take a proverbial ass whooping either, is my opinion. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying go out here and just get the hell beat out of you physically. I'm not saying that. Mm-hmm. But what I am saying is sometimes life will beat you up just from some weird circumstances beyond your control. And I hate that a lot of people don't necessarily have the resources or the resolve to be able to just keep pushing, you know? And I think a lot of that sort of just rolls into policy nowadays. And not just politics, but just rolls into this policies of nowadays, you know? So yeah, December right now is trending to be a pretty shitty month for Aunt Pruitt in his life because he's been laid off twice in his life and it's been in December. But you know what? I'll get a good cry out at some point, or I'll have my moment of damn, just and feel pissed off about it. But at the end of the day, I still need to make sure PG&E gets their money. I still need to make sure this woman over here has her coffee in the morning, or her whatever it is, her weed or whatever. I still need to get my stuff done. I
never ever expect you.
No, but no, I'm just saying.
To pay for my weed as the smoke comes.
No. Nah, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah. As the leader of my family, I still got shit to do, regardless of how life tries to beat me down.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
I feel that way too.
And I hate the fact that there's a lot of people here in this world today.
Fort Tough.
Yes.
Jasmine.
Oh yeah.
She's at Fort Tough.
Legianine. She knows.
She knows.
Fort Tough.
That's right.
I appreciate you and I love you. But I just really do hate how a lot of people in this country, I don't know if it's around the world, but definitely in the USA, that either don't have the resources or don't have the resolve to keep pushing. Mm-hmm. You know, it makes me think about times when I see people. I've seen people in the past have a flat tire and they just sit there. They won't get out. They won't try to at least look at, okay, how is this wheel stuck on here? Oh, that's just a lug nut. Can I unscrew? Nobody. Some people, they will not think through that process. Mm-hmm. They're defeated. Done.
Like it's all over.
You know, so that's all it is. Cinder Fractal says a lack grit. I
think I would be that person. We got to use a different not tire because
but you
probably shouldn't know how to change.
You know how to change.
Such a damsel in distress.
You know how to change.
Oh my God. What what I do. Did I have to change my own tire? My nails would get messed up.
Yeah, y'all, she's definitely acting right now. She know that shit ain't happening. John Helm says, back to the trophy talk. Some folks grew up knowing how to fail and get back up. Yeah, real talk. That's it. I laugh because I think back on this every now and then when I'm thinking about my children. Dude, I believe it was Lingerfeld Elementary. Was that the name of the school?
Well, it's one of them.
That was Lingerfeld, and then there was another one that was called Lowell Elementary. Yeah, Lowell Elementary is the one that comes to mind because it was close to our home at the time, and they had field day, and I remember what field day was like for me as a kid. And when you were a kid, it was the 100-yard dash, the 50-yard dash, the sack jump race.
Mm-hmm. All of those.
All of that stuff. It was damn near like a mini Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
So I showed up, a mini Summer Olympics for those worldwide, that is. So I showed up to one of our sons' field day at Lowell Elementary. I believe it was the youngest, or maybe it was Isaiah. No, this was the youngest because Isaiah was already gone. Jacobs showed up at that thing, and the field wasn't even 100 yards. So I'm already nervous. I'm like, what the heck are these kids going to do? Because this field is tiny. It was small. Their playground area, it was small. It wasn't even as big as a football field. So I'm nervous then. And they got ready and they made the little announcements. Hey, it's time for the events. And the kids are yelling, yeah! You know, they all excited and this and that. All right, the first event, it's carry the boiled egg from here to here. Okay. Can you do it? Don't drop the boiled egg, you know. And I'm like, okay, so who's this for? And then they move on to another event, and it was like being in a Chuck E. Cheese and trying to throw balls into a basket that's 5 feet in front of them. And I'm just looking around. I'm like, what the hell is this? Is not field day.
That is field day. They have to make it for everybody.
It was hilarious. And yeah, the one thing I remember, like the weirdest event from our generation was, it was the boiled egg. You carried the boiled egg from one point to another, but we had to put it on a spoon.
Oh yeah, they didn't have to put it on.
No.
Oh, it wasn't.
It was like spoon? It was like a relay. They carried a boiled egg from one side.
Oh yeah, we had to put it on a spoon.
Hand it to another person, and that person brings it back and hand it to another. It was a relay like that, but we had to put it on a spoon.
On a spoon, yes.
It was, so I knew right then, I was like, man, this world is in trouble.
Oh, my word.
I knew right then. I felt bad for my son because I'm like, yeah.
And it's been like that ever since.
Yeah. Participation trophies. Oh, Legionine. Yeah, see, you grew up in a different, you're at the edge.
She at the edge. She is literally at the edge. She was at the edge. She was right at the edge. That generation is literally at the edge.
Yeah, you're at the edge of it. So, yeah, I know you did. Oh, gosh, folks. We're going to get on up out of here. We've been holding y'all up for a while. My apologies for starting late, but I got here from doing the consulting stuff tonight. They may have hired somebody. I spoke with the girl tonight, and she seems okay so far. Maybe I meet up with her again Friday and walk her through some stuff on the clock and go from there.
Cool.
So that may be winding up, if you will. I just want to go to school. And then anything else? You just hum into the mic. This is just
I got all these songs in my head from my long drive to Vallejo, and they just trying to get out.
Good gosh. Wow. She's singing me out. Yeah, John. They're like, what the hell is this, dude? It's this...
See you soon. I'm glad you're gonna be here. You gonna be coming in, and your mama gonna be going out. But that's okay. Hey, I get to see you.
Oh my God.
I see your daughter all the time. All the time. At the Costco, the Walmart, all the time. It's like seeing you. Bye-bye, Lee Janine. Good night.
I'm going to end the show now.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you for being
everybody.
here.
Thank you for being
nice
here.
Nice to meet you, Dean Home, Cinder Fractal, Lee Janine, John, Joe T. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us tonight. Check us out each and every Wednesday recording live here on YouTube. We're trying to do 7 p.m. Pacific at this particular point in time. That may change in the future. We do not know. But either way, if you subscribe to the channel here in YouTube, you'll get the notification every single time we're scheduled something live or going live. So let us do that.
Merry Christmas
and also feel free to sign up in Patreon, patreon.com. Like I said, you can join there for free. Share the show with any and everybody that you know and love and even hate. Christmas is, I think, next Wednesday, so that means we will not be recording on December 25th. Damn, you know what? Hold up. I need you to concentrate. Hold up. Hey, hold up. Listen. We need to figure this out because the 25th is next week.
It is?
The 25th is next week, and that is a Wednesday. So, of course, we're not recording on Wednesday.
Okay.
All right. That also means since Christmas is on Wednesday, New Year's Day is on Wednesday.
Yep. Nope.
So
we'll just be chiming in through Patreon during those times.
Okay. So, all right, folks. Well, what we have here is the last podcast of 2024. That just
Let's have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And I'm just going to turn that mic like that right there. Thank y'all so much for being here. Appreciate all the love and support. She don't hear herself over there. It's been a hell of a 2024. Pretty freaking interesting. I'll just say that. Good, bad, ugly, indifferent, all that good stuff. So 2025, we'll be back on these mics again. We won't be doing Christmas Day. New Year's Day, we won't be recording. We won't be able to record the day before New Year's Day because we're going to the Rose Bowl. Go Ducks. And
Go Ducks.
Yeah, so
Go Ducks.
Thank y'all again.
Go
we
Ducks.
love y'all. We will see y'all in 2025. Check us out on Patreon. Deuces, y'all.
Good night.